We are back. Great to be back into it with the Water Lads Season 3. It was cool to get away from it all for a little bit, but I did miss bringing you some of the stories of some of the biggest lads around, and I'm really pumped for Season 3 and just to see where we end up. But I'm also very grateful to have some very loyal sponsors recommit for Season 3. Firstly, Pure Sports CBD. I had so many messages last year from people saying how much this product helped their quality of life, especially people with sore joints. So I love getting messages like that. It really is cool to hear. And if you want to give it a try, head over to waterlad.com where you can find out all the information on how you can get 20% off. Also, Pomeroy's Coffee, they're continuing to support this podcast, and this season they're offering listeners a special discount of 20% off any coffee or tea, and they have some unreal stuff on their website. So make sure you head over to waterlad.com again, and all the information is on there, how you can get 20% off. But thanks again for tuning in. Looking forward to Season 3. And if you enjoy this episode, please give it a share. It's very much appreciated. Righto, let's go.
What a lad, what a lad, what a lad, what an absolute lad. What a lad, what a lad, what a lad, what an absolute lad.
Oh, what a lad. So just like the start of every season, the first guest is no doubt the most important, just to set the tone for the year. And honestly, if I could choose one person on this whole entire planet, it would be this man who I have with me today. He's one of the biggest lads in the world, and on top of that, he's also had a very inspiring rugby story, which has seen him dominate for teams including the Tasman Mako, the Crusaders, and now on the world stage where he belongs with the All Blacks. He is, of course, one of the greatest lads in the game. It is the great Ethan Blackadder. Welcome, mate.
Cheers, Jimbo. Pleasure to be here, man, and it's exciting to be on the potty with you.
Mate, so grateful to have you even come out to the studio, out to the shed. Mate, a man who I've had so many requests to get on. At least 3 messages a day. When is Ethan coming on?
What are they thinking?
But you're not even on social media, are you? So you stay well away from that. Any reason behind that?
Yeah, I got rid of it a couple of years ago off Facebook and the Instagram.
Yeah.
Wasted a bit too much time on all that, and I thought I'll pull trigger and get it out of my life. And haven't looked back. Good decision, I feel.
Yeah, you wouldn't look to go back in there?
Probably not. Nah. I think I've done my dash on that.
Oh, mate, that's good stuff. But anyway, this year, what a year last year was for you. Such an incredible year for you personally. How do you look back on that year?
Oh, it was unreal, really. Thinking back to the start of it, just like the pre-season grind, and then you set your goals early January of what you want to go out and achieve, and then you just sort of go from there and chip away at it and have a lot of fun doing it. So, yeah, it was a heck of a year. I loved it.
Mate, and a hell of a rise finishing with the All Black tour. How was that one?
Yeah, one of the best tours I've been on. Heck of a lot of learnings and a lot of fun too, on and off the field. And, yeah, to play international rugby was, something very special. So
you came from Tasman, obviously, where you were out injured the year before, and to fast forward a year, you're now established All Black. Must have been an unreal journey. Yeah,
that's right. So, thinking back to 2020 and getting through that knee injury, and, had a lot of fun doing that too. I enjoy the injury side of things, just the work you put in to get back to the ability to go and play. So, heck of a fun journey, and to get back out there and play was, makes it all worth it, eh?
Your mindset around injuries, I love hearing that, because so many guys aren't like that. They get so down when they get injured, but you genuinely enjoy it, and you had an opportunity last year to probably just stay down in Christchurch and do your own rehab, but you still came up to Tasman. You're filming all the trainings, helping out all the guys, so just a massive difference in your mindset.
Yeah, that's right. I have had a couple injuries over the years, nothing that rules you out for sort of more than 6 months, so... Yeah, from the first one, I just got stuck into the process of it. I enjoyed that. So the wee steps at a time, the improvements you slowly make. And, I just loved it, eh? Like, I genuinely enjoyed the whole injury process. And when you get back for your first game, you look back and go, I love that experience. So,
how did you get that mindset? Because it's so, I feel like it's so unique and such a cool mindset to have, and one that could be so powerful for so many players.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I think just Yeah, I like working hard, and with injuries, you got to work hard, and you got to put the time in, and you got to do a lot of listening to your physios and doctors, and just trusting is a massive thing of that. But yeah, I don't think there's any secret ingredient. But yeah, if I'm not playing and I'm trying to fix myself to get playing, all my time's gone into that.
And then obviously you're All Black, being called into the All Blacks. How did you find initially being named and then the week in the camp?
Yeah, it was obviously a pretty strange week actually. I was just at home with my flatmate. I knew the naming was that night, but I didn't want to watch it or anything.
Did you think you're a chance?
I had a couple of people in the week sort of saying good luck with it.
Yeah.
And it was a weird feeling because you just sort of like, shit, is this a possibility or what have you? But yeah, I didn't want to watch it. I was playing a bit of Xbox, and he wanted to put it on. I just said, no, I'm just going to watch.
Yeah.
I'm playing
Yeah.
Call of Duty. So, and then he had it on audio on his phone, and he heard my name, and then that's how I found out.
True.
And then the phone went berserk.
Yeah.
All the support messages and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was pretty unreal, to be fair.
Crazy. And then going into the environment?
Yeah, it was real cool, because don't really know what to expect, And once you get there, all the staff and all the players that you've played against, and then all of a sudden you're joining up as a team, they're all very welcoming, and it was real cool, real cool experience.
And you made yourself welcome pretty quickly by breaking Bodie's nose. Talk me through that one.
Yeah, they actually got that wrong. It didn't actually happen at training.
Oh, was it not?
Nah, it happened in the Tonga game. Bodie made a tackle.
Oh, yeah.
He got to his feet, and I come in from the side to have a crack at the ball.
Oh, true.
I got cleaned out, and my elbow drove straight up his snout. Poor bugger. And then and then it got said it was at training, and I'm hurting people, but no, it happened in the game.
Oh, that's classic. When I heard it was at training, I was like, oh, that's classic. Doofy going hard as he always does.
Yeah, that's the thing. No surprises. There was several other incidents to that throughout the year.
So what is your mindset when you're training like that? Because you do always give it everything. And is that just something you've always done?
Yeah, you get told from time to time just sort of chill out and stuff. But I've been trying to work on that over the last couple of years, and sometimes your natural instincts take over. But as they say, that classic sort of hundy at training. But I'm putting some work into it to try and dumb it down.
That's classic.
I think it's the thing. Sometimes for me, I got to sort of go hard at something to get it right. I can't go through the motions and get it right, but then it comes into mental reps and a bit of stuff away, so you don't have to necessarily be burning gas when you don't need to.
Yeah, and your first test match against Tonga?
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. So got to the sheds and the team announcement, and far out, like, I'm wearing the silver fern this weekend.
Yeah.
And then I was off the bench that game, and then you get the nod from Shandy to come up, and it's like, wow, this is pretty exciting.
And the haka, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. I don't think. I need to actually have a close review of that.
Do you get feedback on your haka or anything? Or how did you learn it? Who taught you, or did you already know it? You kind of knew it?
I actually jumped on YouTube.
Bull crap.
Yeah, I jumped on YouTube just to get the sequence right. So it started off with 6 slaps on the legs. Yeah. I knew that before you go up.
Yeah.
And then it goes 2. Yeah, so I jumped on YouTube,
true.
did my homework, and then we did some practice and stuff, and because obviously there's the 2 huckers.
Yeah.
But a couple of times got a little bit mixed up between the 2 at certain times.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the opportunity comes again, I've got some work to do.
And where you're placed, and who decides where you go? Is that a call from someone higher above?
Yeah, I don't know. It just sort of falls into place, and then there'll be a few people at the back, and then if you don't get the back early, then you're in the middle in the pyramid, or I ended up a couple of times sort of 4 rows back.
Yeah, far out. You're
Yeah,
getting
in the
right
middle.
up there, hey?
Yeah, it's
Any
bit-
aspirations to be right up the front?
Nah, it's pretty nerve-wracking.
But then the game, as soon as you got the call to go on, mate, instant impact.
Yeah, the boys did a lot of damage against Tonga, so I just went on and just tried to focus on my role and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
First game in the black jersey,
Yeah.
something like you literally dream of. So yeah, it was very cool.
And then a couple of big games against Aussie and South Africa. Talk me through how those ones compared and what that was like.
Yeah, I ended up playing against the Wallabies in Perth. Artie got an early injury, so I was
That's
on
right.
in the end of the first half, and yeah, that was a pretty cool atmosphere, and just to get on top of them and get into our rhythm was awesome, and we come out on top that game. But definitely a step up from the Tonga game,
Yeah.
and then the going into the African games, that's another level. Yeah, that was a real good introduction to what international rugby is, pretty much.
Yeah. And what was the difference? What's the main difference for you?
Just like where you got to mentally be and physically where you need to get to compete at that level.
Yeah.
That's a massive thing I noticed with international rugby. It really is a different beast.
Yeah.
And small things matter big time, I noticed.
And keys for you, what, around discipline or contact area? What's the real focuses that you found like, man, I've got to get up to speed here?
Yeah, definitely the contact area. You don't want those big African lads getting roll-ons because that suits their game. So, like learnings I took out of those games, you got to stop them where they are or drive them back. If they keep getting roll-ons, it's so tough to have a crack at the ball or get into your D systems.
But something you've always been very good at is that stopping people as they come. You've always had a really good mindset into the tackle. What is your mindset going in?
Yeah, you got to. It's something you always got to work on too. Like a few years ago, I put a lot of effort into it back at Tasman, and I was getting some good pay out of it just when I was reviewing games, just from the little technical things I was working on. And it's something you got to always. For me, I always got to keep doing it because if you just stop sharpening the tool, you just lose a little bit of edge. Yeah, so that was a big learning actually this year. Like you got to stay on top of the little things, and so you can be at your best in that area.
And mindset wise,
Mindset for that stuff, you gotta want to do it. You gotta love doing it.
and you love it. Hey?
Yeah, no, I do enjoy it and definitely love it.
And has the injuries ever put you off? I was talking to Liam Squire about this not that long ago, but I mean his mindset was pretty similar, and you guys are pretty similar players, both very reckless regard for your body, but talked about his whole mindset going in, absolute no fear. You're the same. Do injuries come into play? Like once you've had a couple of injuries, do you start fearing for your body going into these tackles, or has that never even come into your mind?
No, it doesn't come into mind really, because I think if you were worried about an injury, you're gonna be half-assed, I feel.
Yeah.
And it would be noticeable if it was like that, I think. So, I think build the body up, get it resilient, and then so you can...
100% confidence.
Yeah, confidence, I reckon, is crucial.
And then going over to the UK, how did that style of rugby compare to those Africans and Australian sides?
Yeah, it was quite a different style. Like we kicked off against Wales. Oh, sorry, they had the USA game, and the boys put on a clinic there. Went into the Wales game, and it was quite different, Like just probably the directness of play.
Yeah.
And they like to hold the ball for long phases and try and get on top of you and break you down. It definitely was different.
And a couple of losses, obviously, to the back end of the year there with Ireland and France. How did you feel the team handled those?
Yeah, we went into the Ireland game, and that was a pretty brutal contest. We didn't come out on top in that game, but took away some good stuff, and she's a pretty good review, good honest review.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was obviously only a week to get a few things right for that France game, so quickly have a hard look at yourselves and at the team, and then you move on and get ready for that French test. And that was another pretty brutal one. It was I didn't play that game, I was watching, and they really took it to us, but there was a lot of good fight back, I feel.
Yeah.
Just the first half was damaging.
And you must look back and be pretty proud of your season. You played a lot of good minutes, a lot of good footy for the All Blacks. How do you feel you went personally?
Really enjoyed the opportunities I got. Having great players around to help as well was massive. But I feel I took a good stepping stone of where I want to get to. But it never stops.
Yeah.
I've ripped this page out. It's a clean page heading into 2022, and that's what excites me.
Mate, that excites everyone. What a year it's going to be, eh?
Yeah, so I'll look back in time, but I just love 2021. It was an awesome, enjoyable season of footy. So, yeah.
Mate, before we get too far, I'm pretty keen to hear about how these big superstars grow up and what their life was like as a young fella. Obviously, your dad, All Black. What was your childhood like?
Yeah, right. We'll start from the beginning. Born in Rangiora, just north of Christchurch. People call it Rangoon. That's how it's known. I lived there till I was about 7 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in not far from the city centre. Did my schooling there for a bit, and Dad took up a job in Scotland.
Yeah.
Playing for the Edinburgh Gunners. So jetted off over there for 1 year.
True.
Yeah, so I lived in Edinburgh with my mum and my sister and Dad, and I come back after a year. And I went to Golden Bay.
Oh, true.
And I actually live with my grandparents there.
And did everyone else stay over there?
Me and my sister come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't stay over in Edinburgh. So
didn't enjoy it, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think bit of homesickness and wasn't much grass there. So being an active person kid at the time, you wanted to get outside, and it's just different world over there.
Yeah. How did you find going to school and stuff over there?
Don't have a lot of memories of it, but I have certain sort of memories.
Yeah.
It's massive buildings, a lot of flights of stairs.
Yeah.
But I don't remember too much.
Yeah.
All I remember is there was no grass at the school.
Filthy, so you came home.
And I got lollies every morning before I went to school.
Oh, true.
So that was a highlight. Running off.
Who from?
Oh, just the dairy.
Oh, yeah.
Running off high sugar. Yeah. Probably didn't help me.
So that must have been hard for your mum and dad to stay in Scotland and let you guys come back home, was it?
I actually haven't asked that question, but all I knew was Dad was playing, and then he didn't long after he went into coaching. So I was back in NZ and just going to primary school and doing all that stuff.
Mate, Collingwood, there's plenty of grass over there. How did you find living there?
It was awesome. I went to Collingwood area school for 1 year. And lived with my grandparents. It was awesome, good time, and then back to Christchurch after a year for just one more year in Christchurch.
Had your parents moved back by then?
No, so Dad was still over in Scotland.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was in Christchurch at home there because Mum had come home.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then Dad took up a job at the Tasman Rugby Union, so that's when I made the move to Nelson.
Back. Oh, true. Oh, crazy, eh?
Yeah. So
and when your dad moved back, were you guys out in Collingwood?
No.
Nah. You were in town.
Yeah, in Nelson and Stoke there. So.
And is that when you started going to Nelson College?
Exactly that, went to prep school from year 7 and ended up going right through to year 13.
One thing I'm really interested to hear about is how you went from, because you didn't really play rugby, did you? You weren't really into it coming through the age grades.
Yeah, yes and no. I played a little bit of junior footy.
Yeah.
I played my junior rugby for Stoke from under 12s to 13s. And then a couple games under 14s.
Yeah.
And then that was pretty much it from there until 7th form, my last year at school. Yeah, I didn't enjoy my rugby. I had a lot of hobbies and I like getting outdoors and stuff. And at the time, I didn't enjoy the game of rugby at all.
Why was that? Is it anything to do with your old man playing and being a All Black captain, or is it any real reason that you can put it down to why you weren't enjoying it?
Yeah, like a little bit of pressure actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of pressure there, and I just had to sort of get away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was my exit.
Yeah.
So
is that people comparing you to your old man, or saying, "Oh, you're going to be All Black and all this sort of pressure, was it?
Yeah, little things like that, like little comments here and there and stuff. I just couldn't deal with it at the time.
Yeah.
So because I couldn't do that, it's like, well, I'm not staying involved in something I don't like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got away from it, and it was the best thing I did.
Yeah.
At the time.
And what did you get into?
I was into a lot of outdoors, a lot of meat harvesting and fishing and motorbiking, motocross and stuff like that.
True.
Yeah, so I had heaps of hobbies that I loved doing, so that was the main thing.
And how did you go at school?
School was I loved Nelson College. I couldn't speak more highly of it.
Yeah.
It was probably year 8 to year 11 was a bit of a wake up call. Always a few detentions here and there, and being disruptive in class and all that. I learnt a lot at school, and I'm thankful for what they put up with at times.
Yeah.
But got to year 12 and 13 and started a lot of subjects you can do at Nelson. So I really enjoyed that, and probably put my head down at times. But heck of a time at school.
Did you do any other sports? You obviously weren't doing rugby. You weren't in the first 15. Did you do any other sports that you were playing?
I was playing, cricket. Yeah. So I actually really enjoyed my cricket.
Oh, true.
I played that right through school, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Every summer.
How'd you go? Batter, bowler?
Batter. I worked my way from sort of 11 to 10, got up to fourth batter at some stage towards the end there. And I used to do a bit of keeping.
Oh, yeah. Mate, they need to get you on that black clash and get you out there, mate. I'd love to see you out there at number 3 or 4.
Oh, crikey, they can rip it in, some of those guys, those ex-black caps, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Oh, true, so cricket. But you were never really looking to go down that career, were you, cricket?
Nah, I just played it because I loved it at the time, eh?
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
And that's pretty much what you've done with everything, right? You've only done the things that you love doing, and it was the same with rugby.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I just find it's hard to motivate myself if I don't like something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was an easy influencer.
So then how did the love for rugby come back?
Yeah, right. So we got to year 13 at school, and then a lot of my mates were playing sort of third 15 and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was might as well go and have a game. And then just had a couple of games, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like, there's no pressure. You know?
Yeah.
There was no pressure. You just go out and play with the lads. So I played 5 or 6 games, I think, sort of half a season.
Were you good?
I can't really tell.
Yeah.
I'd have to ask my mates, but nah, I was just enjoying it. I was pretty small.
Yeah.
I probably 85, dripping wet. You know?
Really? Yeah.
Not much to me back then. So I just did that, and then out of school, once school had all finished up, a lot of those same friends were keen to play senior Bs for Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we cracked into that same sort of friend group.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sort of all skyrocketed from there, really.
Crazy. So when did you start thinking, I'm loving this so much that I might turn it into a profession? Or when did you think, man, I'm actually quite good at this? How did you go from playing in the B comp in Nelson to being an All Black? It's crazy, mate.
I played that senior B year back in 2013 and just had an absolute ball on and off the field. We just played because we loved it, and then we loved the beers after the game, and we're in town every weekend. Little Rock it was back then.
Oh, you would have caused some damage at Little Rock.
Yeah, so that was massive, and then the next year, Nelson Bay's under-18s come in that season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I played that, and we went to South Islands and stuff like that, and and then the next season rolled around, and I was like, I'm going to have a crack at senior A's. So then had a crack at senior A's. I played about 5-6 games that year and got an injury, but I was fortunate enough at the time. Tony Lewis, old CEO of Tasman, he gave me a call and asked if I'd like to join the academy back then. And that's sort of the first sort of stepping point for me. So I joined the academy in the HP group, what it was back then, and then I was sort of in the out of Tasman system.
True. So that's when you started to think this could actually be a thing?
Exactly that, yeah. That's when I thought, because because I always loved the Marcos, even though I wasn't playing at school. The Marcos were the team.
Yeah.
I always used to watch them back in the boarding house with
Yeah.
Davey and all that.
All the legends.
Yeah, that was pretty much, that sort of got me on track, really.
And then once you got in there, mate, like you've already sort of mentioned, once you're in, you're all in. So you knuckled down and you had pretty quick growth, didn't you?
Yeah, so joined 2014 and was in the academy for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a few niggles then, so I didn't actually get a lot of rugby in until 2016 club season, and got a full year of footy in, minimal injuries, and that was the first year I got called into the Godfather, Andrew Goodman, and Rangy, Leon.
How did that conversation go?
Yeah, it was very, very cool. I'll never forget that one.
Yeah.
It was one of the coolest moments, getting told you'll be on a PUDC for the season. Yeah, that was very cool.
And what was your debut like?
We went down to Otago, and I was come off the bench that game, and I got on sort of last 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was awesome fun.
Ripped in.
Just, yeah, exactly. Just rip in and, yeah, putting the Tasman jersey on for the first time, you know, it all.
Did you always feel confident you were up to that level? Or like, because you had such a unique pathway, did you ever feel like you weren't going to be good enough? Or were you always confident in your own ability?
That's a great question, and the answer to that is no. Yeah, I actually, especially early on, did question, am I good enough to be out here? Yeah, fully.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't help with confidence either. If you've got your inner voice telling you shouldn't be out here and stuff like that, yeah, it's quite hard to be confident.
Yeah.
So yeah, that took a couple of seasons to sort of shake that monkey off and just think that the coaches have picked you here, so it doesn't matter what everyone else or what you're saying to yourself. You've got to back yourself and do it for them as well, you know.
And your ability to be a team man, you've won Marco Man, you've won the Crusaders Man of the Year, whatever it is. But mate, your ability to be a team man off the field is such a big part of, especially the Tasman Marco. I'm sure it is down at the Crusader as well. And hearing from the All Black boys, you've instantly made an impact in their environment as well. So how have you learnt that attitude to just always put the team first? Because I know you genuinely do.
Yeah, it's always been a driver, team first, because the team's definitely bigger than the individual. So I think if you're giving and doing the right things for the team, then it's just always a mindset, team first. And if you install that in yourself, it just comes out, I suppose.
I mean, a lot of guys say it and they feel like they know it, but you literally live by that more than anyone I've seen. Mate, you're always doing the little things around a team environment. Like I said before, when you were injured, you come up and you're filming every day for the boys, or trying to help everyone out as much as you can.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't even question not doing that, you know. Yeah. But it's the lads and the team and the people around you and the team's why you do it, you know. Like the team's unreal. Like it doesn't feel like work at all.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun, and you're doing it with your mates, so I'm going to just make the most of it and enjoy all the time I've got doing it, really.
And was your dad much of an influence on your rugby career through that sort of period?
No, not like... Because early on I didn't play much rugby, and then he's always been a great influencer for me as a fatherly figure, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's supported me from day dot. So, he's definitely helped me a lot, really, because he's played a lot of rugby and done a lot of coaching, and he's been around. So, he's definitely helped me over the years, for sure. So
are you constantly in contact with him? Does he give you feedback on your game? How does that relationship sort of work?
We've sort of got the relationship. We're like good mates, even though he's my dad. Yeah, we're just real good mates, and we don't talk too much in depth about footy. Yeah, and I think that it's probably that's healthy. Yeah, but we have all sorts of conversations and talk about all sorts. But yeah, from time to time, definitely.
Would you ever like to be coached by him?
No, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. But I've been, years ago, I come and train with the Crusaders for a week when he was still coaching. That was fine. But
how old were you then?
It would have been 20, 21.
Oh, true.
Yeah, back in 2016.
True.
Yeah.
So going back to the Tasman Mako, the 2019 year probably caps it off for you as one of the standout memories. You guys had a stacked loose forward trio. You guys worked really well together. What are your memories from that year?
Yeah, that year will never leave the memory banks ever.
Yeah.
It was one of the best, most enjoyable experiences I've ever had in a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an awesome bunch of lads, and that's right through all the players, staff, everyone. And we just had a real good vision and a theme that we wanted to turn it around after a couple of years making finals and missing out. And we cracked into it from round one, and we had a lot of quality players that definitely probably should have been higher honours, but thankfully we had them for that year, and that was a massive help as well in terms of leadership and the way they played the game. But we cracked in, had a lot of fun on and off the field. We had some absolute characters, had a lot of laughs, and overall it was one of the greatest.
And winning the final was probably your first final that you'd won. What was that feeling like?
Yeah, that was surreal. I'll never forget that one. I was on the sideline, just busted my shoulder the week before in the semi against Auckland. So I sat out for that one, watched the boys put a lot of work in, and when Will Jordan got that runaway off Nank's break and scored, that sort of pretty sealed it.
Yeah.
And then when that final whistle went, we all just charged on, went berserk. It was one of the best moments.
And you always go pretty gonna do as well. So what was the next few days like?
That was a huge do. That was one of the biggest. I remember that, the start of it, and the hangover forever. So straight to the Waka that night, and then the next day we're back to where it happened on Trafalgar Park.
Oh yeah.
And then we're go and thank the sponsors and the ladies in the kitchen out at the turf, and then the Sands Bar.
Oh yeah. What day are we up to here?
We're up to
Day 3.
Yeah, day 3. Yeah, was the Sands Bar.
Yeah.
And then roll through that night and early morning to the golf day.
Did you get along to the can of hole?
I didn't actually make it to the can of hole that year, which I was pretty devastated about because it looked loose.
Oh, that's so good. And obviously even last year when you weren't playing, you were a big part of the non-23 do. You brought a lot of energy to that group, and I think you were the MVP of that that piss-up as well.
That was awesome, led by yourself, awesome organisation, lawn bowls, and then back to our awards night, non-23 awards night.
Yeah.
And then to the Waka to watch the boys do the job, and
mate,
that was unbelievable as well.
Great, that was so cool watching that final. Everyone was right in one, but that game was so intense. And mate, when Davey got over that ball and got that turnover, the eruption at the Waka was just next level.
Tables rattling, glasses smashing, shirts off. It was gun. It was large. And then obviously when Red got that ball off that, Connie won the ball in the air, and Red got it off the back of the maul. That was just, we knew from there.
Mate, so good, such good times. And even the next few days you were still as impressive as always.
That was up there for, that was a massive do, and we had a lot of fun, and it always tops off like a fun year, I think, the end of your season functions.
Yeah, it's always some good memories to be made,
Yeah.
But going back a little bit, we've sort of gone past your Crusaders, but your Crusaders debut and the first time you got called into the Crusaders, what was that like? Did you have any other teams who were looking to get your signature as well?
Going back to the very start of that, no, there wasn't much. Hadn't heard anything through the 2017 season with the Mako.
Yeah.
We had a final in Christchurch against Canterbury and come short.
Yeah.
Some of the story we're on a do. we're on a do at the turf on a Sunday, thanking the sponsors and the ladies in the kitchen. And then I actually got a phone call from Jace Ryan.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that come through, and he told me, he said we'll picked you for the 2018 Crusader squad.
Oh, true.
I was over the moon. That was unbelievable.
Yeah. And because you growing up, you would always been a Crusaders fan. That was always probably the team of your choice.
Definitely. I used to watch the Crusaders from back in the early days of school. Used to get up early mornings, watch them when they're in Africa.
Yeah.
I've always been a huge fan of the Crusaders, and to think I was heading to Christchurch was awesome.
It's cool that you've got to play for all the teams that you've loved growing up, the Mako, the Crusaders and the All Blacks.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly that. Like I couldn't have scripted it better, really. Like my favourite teams I've ended up being fortunate to wear the jersey for, so it makes it that much more special, eh?
Yeah. And what was it like going in there? Obviously, when people first make the Super Rugby squads, I guess they see a lot of guys who they're pretty starstruck about, but what was it like for you?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous, to be fair. Yeah, definitely nervous on that day one. Flew down to Christchurch and they do the bit of a photo shoot and a lot of media and stuff.
What were you like with media and photo shoots? Natural, or how do you find it?
Oh, at first I was, definitely out the comfort zone. Yeah. I knew what questions were coming and, it was just sort of, pretty nervous.
And the modelling? I could imagine you'd love being in front of the camera.
Oh, not so much. Hard to get a grin out of me back then.
But all the boys, mate, would have made you feel welcome.
Yeah. The Crusaders environment's very special also. Yeah, welcome from day dot. That's all the players, staff as well. They are a well-oiled machine, the Crusaders. And, it's a pleasure rocking up there every day to play the game.
And what was your Crusaders debut like? Sunwolves, was it?
That's exactly it. You've got your stats bang on.
Hey, I remember it like it was yesterday. Oh, loved watching big Ethan Blackadder run out there for his debut.
Yeah, 2018, rainy night. I got the nod to start, actually. Yeah, that was very cool in the 6 jersey. I remember from that night how, the game finished, and then I thought, this is quite different to what I've played.
Yeah.
I just noticed, like, everyone just had to just do their job, eh? That's one thing I took out of that game, thinking back on it.
Yeah.
Just everyone just does their job, and a lot of it unfolds off that. But,
did you almost find it easier than what you'd played previously, or because it was just doing your role?
Yeah, possibly. Every game of footy's pretty tough, generally pretty sore after it.
Yeah.
But, I think in structure and stuff, definitely. Because there's a lot of good players around and they force you and to try and get you better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an awesome experience. You get your number and stuff like that for the pool room.
And you made an instant impact, obviously. I think you won Rookie of the Year that year as well. Obviously, the Crusaders enjoyed having you on their books.
Yeah, I did pick up that award. Fortunately, that was an awesome year to look back on, and you see the names on that trophy, and you think, should I be on here?
Definitely should, mate. And any other games or seasons that stand out for you in your Crusaders career so far?
Definitely. For me, 2021, I strung some consistent games together, and we worked our way and took out the Aotearoa comp. So, probably fresh off that, definitely, that last season.
Because the years before you were out with a few injuries too, weren't you?
Yeah, a few niggles and stuff like that. And that's not to say I didn't enjoy those seasons.
No, you loved being injured.
It was just like, the development and the learning.
Yeah.
That was the massive thing, because back then there was like Jordan Tafua and Kieran Reid and Matt Todd, all those high-level, great players, and you can just sort of sponge and just watch what they do, observe.
Crazy. So cool to hear how you've transitioned and so quickly as well. So then, obviously, a massive year last year, 2021, you get your call for the All Blacks, and now you're on your way. Yeah,
it's crazy to think how quickly in a season it can progress, really, but just loving it.
And your work rate was one thing that I've wanted to sort of mention, because, mate, you put in so much work in a game. You never stop. I've never seen you walk on a field. How do you push yourself mentally to keep on going?
It's probably natural for me. I've always sort of done that.
Yeah.
It started from a young age. I used to do a lot of fitness and a lot of mountain biking when I was younger.
Yeah.
And
what were you doing your fitness for? Was it just to keep fit, or training for anything in particular?
It was, a lot of it was actually the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, to keep fit is one, but the challenge. I used to love mountain biking, and I'd push myself real hard a couple of times a week with a good old friend Pete. We used to go out all the time.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it stemmed from that, just fitness at a young age, enjoyed the grind, and then I think that translated well for me going forward. Because that's what I knew at the time, and I knew working hard helps.
Yeah. Mate, you look like you enjoy the grind. You look like you're enjoying it when you're hurting.
Yeah, you gotta put a smile on your face. It's tough, everyone's hurting.
Yeah.
So, it is. It's enjoyment.
Are you the same when you're in the gym and stuff, when you're doing like a watt bike session? Are you enjoying that? You enjoy pushing yourself mentally like that?
Yeah, you do. It's always like a challenge, and you're doing it for the right reason, really. You're trying to get better and get fitter, and it's all working towards the common goal, I feel.
And when you've got a skill to work on, this is what Goody's been telling me, if they give you a work on, mate, you're constantly working on it. I remember him mentioning about your pass out the back on a backdoor play. Probably weren't that good at it a couple of years ago. Now you're one of the best forwards at it, the tip or the out the back play, just constantly working on skills that you need to get to that next level.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, that's what I'm very thankful for, is the players and coaches I've had around me that can just say, hey, just have a look at your ball out the back because I need you better.
Yeah. And
then straight away it just I put it on myself, right, I got to get this right for the team.
Yeah.
And then, because there's so many different details and variables in the game of rugby.
Yeah.
So many different little skill sets. So just try and stay on top of them and get better is a constant.
Mate, I love that. So what's the next work on for you? Have you got any more work ons, or have you nailed them all?
Nah, I'll never nail them all. Nah, constantly working on them.
Yeah.
But I break it down, have a good review at the end of the seasons, and then look at a lot of things. One thing I have noticed is, like, a lot of things is, like, you got to try and be in the best body position all the time. You'll notice, like, tackle, ball carry, or what have you. If you're in the best body position, it can go a long way. So just trying to look at shapes and how I can be way better in that sort of area.
Oh, that's cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Hey, you're going to be in all sorts of body positions. And then this year, you've seen your Crusaders squad. What do you make of your squad for this season?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, actually. I can't remember how many, 4 or 5 new debutants.
Yeah.
Pablo's come over from Argentina to join the team.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I bumped into him in the gym the other day and had a good yarn to him. Yeah, no, he's a nice bloke, and he's excited, eh? Yeah.
You two are going to be destructive out there together, because he's a beast too.
Yeah, I've seen him play a few games and played against them, and he goes real good, I reckon.
Yeah, true. How do you think he's going to fit into the Crusaders environment?
I think he'll fit in absolutely fine, eh?
Yeah.
I had a good yarn to him the other day, and he's nice dude, and the boys will always be welcoming, so he'll be fine, eh?
Mate, and your backs, obviously, you've got All Blacks galore in your back line, so...
Yeah, we've got there's a lot of class players and all that, but we'll get into our work like we always do, and nothing's a given, and we'll look forward to this season.
And what position do you see yourself playing this season, or going forward even?
Hard to say, really. I've played most of my career at blindside at number 6.
Yeah.
And then a couple of games at 7, and then had one at 8.
Yeah.
But it literally comes down to the coach, because, like, you can want something, but if that doesn't fit the purpose of the team, then it's not really on the same page. So I'll literally play wherever I'm wanted.
Yeah.
But I've played most of my career at 6, so that would be my preferred, but I don't actually mind.
And going forward, any plans? Have you looked much further ahead than this year's Crusader season?
Nah, I never look too far
I
ahead.
couldn't imagine you, actually.
I've always got my goals for the year, and then I'm just more worried about what's happening today, later on, with some field running, and what the week looks like for structure and balance.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, short-term goals and focus on where your feet are for me.
Love that. And what about post footy? I mean, are you the same in that with that area, or are you looking that far ahead?
No, I haven't looked too far ahead. With my personal development and stuff, I try and do different things. I started off building when I left school.
Oh, did you?
I did that for 3.5 years, and I'd like to think I'll finish that at some stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, not looking at that really at all.
Is that something you would do, build? Is that something you'd look to potentially pursue?
It depends how rough the carcass is. But, yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd definitely have to work for a year to knock off the certificate.
Yeah.
Just to get practically signed off. So, yeah, when that stage comes, I'll look at it. But, yeah.
Would you look to go down the coaching route like your old man?
No, I wouldn't coach. Yeah, I've never really. I've got a lot of respect and whatnot for coaches for what they do and stuff. It's pretty intense, and yeah, it can be full on just from my observations. And no, I just like playing the game of rugby. I can't see myself coaching at all.
Mate, that's crazy because I know other guys are always coming to you for advice around tackle technique and how to do things a little bit better. So I feel like you'd be such a good coach naturally, but it's interesting to hear that it just doesn't interest you.
Yeah, I don't know. Something would have to drastically change.
Well, you're still only young, aren't you? You're only 26 and your career's just sort of taking off now. So, mate, you've got a lot of rugby ahead of you.
Yeah, no, I hope so because, yeah, I love playing it, so I want to keep playing it, you know?
Yeah. Is your goal always to stay in New Zealand, or would you look to go overseas at some point?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on a lot of things, but at the moment, yeah, I love playing footy in New Zealand, and obviously with a bit of stuff overseas, with like a little bit of COVID and stuff, yeah, I think there's no better country to be playing the game at the moment for me.
Fair enough. Anyway, as always, we've gone to our Instagram for some questions, and like I said at the start, I literally get 3 or 4 messages a day asking when Ethan Blackadder is coming on. So the most requested guest of all time has come up with a heap of questions. First question, what's your best Bronco?
Best Bronco was 432 last year.
Wow, humming.
Yeah, I was gutted actually. I wanted 429.
Did you?
Yeah, 429.
Yeah. Will you do that this year maybe?
I'll give it a crack.
Yeah.
Definitely. I might as well while I'm young. I was side by side with Tom Christie, and he's a fit bloke.
Is he?
And he took off. He got 430 flat.
Oh,
and he was just in front of me.
He just had that extra gear, did he? Or
I reckon.
Because I imagine you would just be grinding away from the start, would you? Just grinding through it.
I always try and tell myself on the first rep, just keep it to 55 seconds.
Yeah.
It always ends up 49, 48.
Oh, so you gun it.
Yeah, but it's not wise. Yeah, because you want to, yeah. There's no point saving yourself, but at the same time, being economical can definitely help.
Oh, I love it. Okay. How does he fend off all the women and play footy? Okay.
I can only guess who's asked that question.
It looks like a young kid, actually.
Oh, right. Oh, no, I don't know the answer to that. I suppose I'm pretty uncontactable. I've got a fax machine and only reached by a seagull an hour. So that probably answers that. And
is that a reason why you got off social media? Just too many DMs from women? Nothing to do with that?
Not at all. Nah. But, I'm just enjoying living life, and that's all there is to it, really.
Fair enough. Is he going to follow his dad's footsteps and come to Edinburgh? Would you ever look to play in Edinburgh? Obviously, you hated it, and you're haunted from your childhood, probably. But
well, at least I know they got grass at their training ground. It's a lot of lads in the All Blacks talked about how cool it was going to Scotland and Edinburgh, playing at Murrayfield. So I think it would be quite cool to check it out over there, but it's too unknown, really.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the place again, but a lot of things would have to line up, you know.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay, Next one from your good mate Mike Lash. What's your best off the mattress speed? What's that?
That's good from him. Quick yarn. Back in 2017 in Nelson.
Yeah.
Sound asleep, pretty hungover from the weekend. Monday morning, 1 in the morning. I heard my truck start up, and I knew straight away someone was flogging it.
Really?
So, bit delayed off the mattress. My mattress speed was slow, and I ended up running out the driveway in my gruts and being a couple metres away from someone in my ute driving away.
Oh, wow.
And ever since then, Lashy goes, mate, your off the mattress speed was terrible. You need to work on it. So the very next day, they were timing me. I was practicing to see if I could get better at it. But yeah, that's that yarn. That was a funny morning.
What speed have you got it to? You must be pretty quick now.
I think it was about, because the door was shut.
Yeah.
So we tried it with the door open and the door shut. And I think it was sort of 2.5, 3 seconds.
Wow, that's what you got it to.
My room was right sort of by the main door.
Yeah.
But
that's quick. What was it the day, you reckon?
It was too slow. I couldn't process it. I was half asleep, heard the truck start, probably a couple of seconds lying there, and that was the difference between me getting on the deck or not.
Wow. What would you have done if you caught the car?
Well, that's the thing that was mentioned. I think I would have just sat on there and hoped they would have pulled over.
Oh, yeah.
But I was in my gruts, like
True.
1 in the morning.
Jeez, probably better that you didn't get on. Imagine if they just floored it.
I know, yeah, could have. You heard the tyres barking all the way down the street, so they were fast and flat out.
True. Did you ever catch him or get the car back or anything?
We got it back 7 that morning.
Did you?
Yeah. It was abandoned up on top of Sublime Coffee up on the hill there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just stole literally a cigarette lighter, and that was it. Just where you put your plugs in.
All right, just ask for it, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I would have definitely have given them that. Moral of the story is don't leave your keys in your ignition at night time.
Yeah, it's probably fair enough too. Oh, that is a great yarn. Okay, another one from Mike Lash. If it's anything like that last one, this will be good. What was your morning ritual at the flat at Ledbury Road?
Oh, he's got a few goodies, old Lash. So every morning when we were flatting, I was living with Mike and David Eaglestaff and Dylan, and every morning I'd be up pretty early to go to work, and I got this real weird sort of yawn, so I'd wake up, have a big stretch and a yawn, and then they'd all wake up to it every morning, and then I'd go in and crash and bang, chuckle my lunch in this chili bin, trying to put weight on back then, you see, so food was always high. And then I'd bang crash around, I'd start my ute up 15 minutes prior to leaving.
Yeah.
So this is 6:30 in the morning sort of thing. So it's rattling away outside the boys' windows, and they had shocking sleeps for a whole year. Poor buggers.
Mate, how loud was your yawn?
Oh,
Give us one.
I don't know. It's sort of like, when you stretch and you just got to let it out. It's sort of like that, but it's exaggerated. And the boys copped it. I still do it now.
Go on.
It's just like but a bit louder.
Was it deliberate to wake them up, or you just did not care?
No, it wasn't deliberate. That was just, I actually did it without noticing until they kept saying, shut up.
Oh, I love that. Great yarn. Okay. Why does he always wear a pad with strapping on your left arm every game and training?
That come in, I got a bicep injury. We, round 1, just got my arm caught between a couple of bodies and crushed my, it's just like a big bone bruise. And every time you tackle at training or whatever, you just hit it and it blows up again.
Oh, true.
So I got a guard made and started wearing it, and then I took it off for 1 training and hurt it again. So ever since, it gets sore, so I just leave it on. That's the reason why.
Mate, fair enough. Okay, next question. We got heaps of questions like this. It's a bit of a thing going around on social media. One is it true you created giraffes by uppercutting a horse? How did he lose his virginity before his dad? That one came in twice. And Is it true that when Chuck Norris needs your help, he has you on speed dial for backup? So there's heaps of, you're obviously a bit of a trend with that sort of thing at the moment. Where did that all start?
I don't know. It's bizarre. It's sort of I don't see a lot of it. It's coming from social.
Yeah.
A few of my mates screenshot it when they see it and send it to me. Yeah. So I do see it that way, and I was baffled. I was like, "What is going on here?" It's very funny actually, but it sort of baffled me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's crazy. So when you see sort of stuff like that, does that make you think? Because if you went back on social media now, your account would obviously completely blow up. You'd have a massive following, could create all sorts of opportunities down the track. But I know Conrad Smith did it as well, just not interested in it, not part of me, doesn't suit my personality and not get into it.
Yeah, I think that's bang on what you said there. I've got nothing against social media and all that.
Yeah.
It's kind of them and nice of them to be saying that stuff or whatever. But it just doesn't suit me, and I find the funny side to it definitely.
Yeah.
I reckon it's pretty hilarious, but that's me. I play the game for that.
Yeah, and I guess the whole point that you're not on social media sort of adds to the whole mystique of your character.
Yeah, bit offline. It suits me well actually.
Off the grid. Okay. This one's from Max Hicks, your little understudy. Best ever do story.
Best ever do story. That's a great one because there's a lot of them, eh?
Yeah.
And it's hard to piece them all together.
How does it compare through the levels? Obviously, you started with Nelson Club, then Tasman,
Like there.
Crusaders, and now the All Blacks. How does it? Is there a constant theme between them all, or does it get a bit looser the lower you go?
They're all like a do's a do.
Yeah.
But probably the looser do's I've had has been at Tasman.
Even more so than Nelson Club.
We have had some. I can't leave Nelson out there. We have had some crackers at Nelson Club too over the years. Yeah, that's where I actually had my first do.
Oh, true. I could imagine Div 2, Nelson Club, when you're playing for the love of the sport like that, you'd have some pretty big occasions, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Absolutely, like it was almost the start of a do every weekend.
You had too many do's.
I'll never forget the first do I ever went to with Nelson.
Yeah,
because that was like, I was like, what does this happen on a regular?
How old were you? 19, 18?
I would have been, exactly, 19, 20.
Yeah,
that was the first one I went to, and ever from there, nothing but love for it. It really wraps the year off well.
And what about going up to the All Blacks? You might not even had one yet, have you? Or how does it sort of work at that level?
We always have a few beers after like the last game as such.
Yeah,
and because that's the year done, you wrap it up accordingly and socialise and stuff with the boys you've been working hard before year. But like this year we had to travel off pretty early, so there's not really much time to. We weren't home, so there's not much time to sit down and all that. But definitely still enjoyed each other's company after the campaign finished.
No doubt. Okay, next one. Are you worried about going prematurely grey?
I haven't got any greys yet, so hopefully not.
Yeah.
But I'm not scared of it. It's going to happen at some stage.
Mate, that question should have been directed at me. Talk us through your left-footed drop goal. This was one of the great clips.
Oh, yeah, we were just having a bit of a mini-team challenge at training.
Yeah.
And I've kicked off both feet. I used to kick when I was younger, practice off my left and stuff. And
one of those work-ons you were given, and you just went back and hammered it.
I just, I was like, I'll do something different.
Yeah.
Fake the ride and just put on the left.
Oh.
It was only 20 metres out, so it's not that bloody spectacular.
Would you back yourself in a game to get in the pocket?
Yeah, I've had a lash at club rugby.
Have you?
With one, yeah.
Got it?
Nah, I missed it. It was a worm burner. We had advantage right out in front, and I called for the ball, and I just had a lash. Way off.
What about for the Crusaders this season? Would you fancy it?
I think it would depend on the circumstances of the game and if you had advantage.
Yeah.
Possibly.
With advantage, you would.
Maybe, yeah, with advantage
Oh,
and the right,
right time.
part of the paddock.
Around where Mitch Hunt kicked his famous one.
45 out. Oh, yeah, I'd have to hit it sweet.
But you'd prefer off your right foot. Right foot's your first choice?
Yeah, right's what I've always kicked with, and then I just practice heaps off my left. I used to, like, when I was about 10 or 11, or when it was, I used to just practice goal kicking and kicking. So that was sort of why I did it. And then, just do it now and then. But I was kicking with Davey and Red over in Italy.
Yeah.
And they were just doing their kicks as you do as backs.
Yeah.
And I was thumping them back, trying to hit the ball pretty well. And then I pulled up a sore quad, I was like, what's going on? And I said to Davey, I was like, do you guys have to, like, prime your legs for kicking? He's like, yeah, we do it all the time. I was like, yeah, I can see why. I feel like I can't walk. So
That's the end of the kicking career.
Kicking, is done.
Oh, that's good stuff. Okay. What is the best and worst part of being the best looking man to ever play the game?
Jeepers, I don't know about that.
You got a lot of fans, a lot of women fans as well.
Oh, jeepers, I don't know. I disagree there.
We got the same. We got a lot of these questions when Will Jordan came on as well. Very different comparisons. Obviously, Will's probably a bit more of the pretty boy, but you, mate, the more rugged guy who chicks just love.
Yeah, that baffles me, to be honest.
Okay, next one. What's the best brand of forklift?
Oh, best Forky. It'd have to be the Toyota. I can't remember the digits on the end of it. I drove a Toyota at Farmlands on the Forky for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Just smooth as.
Is it?
Yeah, the actions are that good.
Mate.
And she'll go all day.
Jeez,
Yeah.
you should be an ambassador for the Toyota forklift, hey? Surely that's the dream sponsorship for you.
Yeah, I'd happily do it, eh? They work and they just keep going. So, it was...
Suits you.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun on the Forky.
Oh, no doubt. Okay. If you could pick a theme song for your life, what would it be?
Wow, that's a great one. I like a lot of music. Jeepers. Maybe Tom Petty, Running Down a Dream.
Oh,
perhaps.
wow.
Or I'm a Cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, one of them maybe. But old school but
Couple of great options.
Yeah.
And what's your go-to karaoke song? I know you've got quite a good voice as well.
Go-to karaoke. I got a heap of new music this year because I was on a music committee for a few months.
Oh, were you? Oh, that's a tough gig.
Had to go reaching into the depths of what I could find.
Yeah.
Probably go an ABBA one, eh? I feel like an ABBA remix goes good in most settings because you get the older crowd that know it and then the remix with the younger. Yeah, ABBA remix for
me. Love it. Okay, this one. How did you get the nickname Doofy? This is a good one. I don't actually know this one.
This one stemmed from back at boarding school at Nelson College.
Yeah.
One of the lads at the time, his name was Chad. You're just outside of the dorms one day.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you know what? You're Gollum, Smeagol, or Doofy. Like for a nickname. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then they're like, no, you're a Doofy. And then it honestly went from there. So back in when I was 14 or 13.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, that's how
it's crack up.
Yeah, that's how it stems. So it's been around with me for a while.
Well, but have you changed your nickname to Scratcher, or is that where's this one come from?
That's probably the newest one I've got now.
Yeah,
and that'll I've got a good friend Dan. He's from the North Island. And he always used to say to me, like, oh, how you going, Shag Nasty? And, like, real funny ones like that. And all sorts of variations to that as well, which I won't mention. And then I just started saying, you're right, Shag Scratch to people.
Oh, yeah.
And just random words. And then I was saying it too much and I got the name for it.
Oh, true. At the All Blacks, you were calling guys Scratch.
Previous to that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
oh,
so
true.
I used to call Scooter it and, Quinny, all sorts of
Oh,
lads.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, "G'day, mate." That's what I used to say. And then bang, it's labelled.
Now you're Scratcher. Are you more commonly called Scratcher or Doofy?
Big Scratcher now.
Scratcher,
yeah,
is it?
that's the
Oh,
most
crazy.
common one for me.
Oh, interesting, hey? The life of the nicknames. Okay, last question. All the episodes have ended with this one. So, best piece of advice Ethan Blackadder has for our listeners?
Around rugby or
Anything,
just-
life, rugby, whatever. You can choose.
Yeah, I've probably said it a lot in here, but I think massive importance is just love and enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like appreciate all the friends and your family, because they're the people that will help you through the highs and the lows or whatever. So yeah, always sort of checking in for advice and yeah, just being around good people, I think. And then yeah, probably just be yourself, and just short-term goal settings I feel go a long way. Yeah, so just never look too far ahead, just focus on what's happening tomorrow and now. Be in the moment, really,
Yeah.
I feel. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I think.
Mate, that's so powerful. I knew you'd have such good advice. Hey, you come up absolute trumps.
Yeah, no, it's been lucky over the years to have a lot of good friends around me. I've learned a lot off, and I definitely take a lot of their stuff on board, or I try to anyway.
Well, you do, and that's the difference. I mean, people can talk about all these things, but you actually live it and you do it straight away. So, mate, it's been awesome to tap into your mind over this last hour and get a feel for what it's like to be inside that mind of Ethan Blackadder.
Thank you, man. No, it's been cool to jump on. It's been over a year since it was mentioned, and keep putting you off. But it's been awesome to come out and catch up, mate.
Yeah, mate. Well, compared to where you were a year ago to where you are now, even that growth in that time's been so massive, and looking forward to, mate, watching your growth over the next couple of years as well, because like we've talked about in this podcast, when you put your mind to something, you just improve on it, and your growth is just so rapid that, mate, I'm so excited to see where you get to in your career, and looking forward to following the journey, because, mate, you are one of the biggest lads in the game, so it's been awesome to have you on. What a lad.
Cool, thanks, mate. Heck of a lad, and awesome to catch up. So thank you very much.
You're a lad.
What a lad, what a lad, what a lad.